Yo guys, today I'm showing you how to make cinematics. I will show you how I do it in Fortnite, what I do in After Effects. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more tutorials from me on how to edit. Also, if there's anything you guys want me to make a tutorial on, just let me know in the comments and I'll take a look at it. I'm definitely gonna make more tutorials in the future. So let's start. I chose a skin, I chose this skin to record some cinematics with, and now I gotta choose for my cinematic if I want it in Battle Lab or if I can do it in creative. Sometimes you can do it in creative, but for this one I'm gonna do it in Battle Lab. So when you start up Battle Lab, you can choose between a couple match options. You can choose where you're gonna land, that doesn't really matter, but you can choose if you want like RPGs and stuff, if you want shotguns, if you want only the legendary weapons. I don't know what's in Wild West, to be honest. And you can choose to only have snipers. That's like for cinematics, for trick shotters and stuff, this is a really nice place to go into, so you always have a sniper and you don't have to look for it for like hours and hours. And you can also check in your cinematic if it's a night cinematic or a day cinematic, and you can choose here if you want to record the cinematic in night or day. So this part's really simple. I'm just gonna shoot and reload somewhere on the map that I like. Just for the simplicity of it, I'll do this one in somewhere next to a tree in the grass, so probably like over here. And yeah, I'm just gonna walk in a straight line and shoot the gun I want to shoot it with, and then yeah, that's it. And maybe I want to reload or something, so then I'll just reload like this. And maybe let's see if I can do something with the SMG too. And then crouched. So yeah, now we have a couple things I can do in replay mode and make cinematics with it. Okay, so now I'm in the replay mode and I'm just gonna go to the moment I was shooting and stuff. That's like over here. So don't forget to put your settings on epic. So you have like the best quality cinematics. Okay, so there's a couple like different camera modes you can use in replay mode. The drone follow and third person one are like, you can like go around like this, but I don't really like to use those ones, like only in certain moments. But for the just general cinematics, I always use drone attach or drone free. Attach is pretty nice. I use the drone attach mode, so you'll get the depth of field in it. You can also use the drone free mode, because then your camera won't move with the character. With drone attach it will move with the character. Drone attach is pretty nice because you can have the character from left to right. It doesn't matter where it is, it doesn't have to be in the middle, and it will still be the focus point of the camera, so it won't be blurry. So yeah, let's make a cinematic with drone attach right now. I'm gonna click my record. I'll have it on 0.1. I'll have my camera really slow. So now I'm at the point where I'm gonna start shooting and then I'm gonna make a cinematic. So yeah, I wanna find a point where I wanna start the cinematic and then I'm just gonna go into it. I don't take too much time like deciding how to make the cinematic. I just make a couple and see what looks nice. And then yeah, you can always hold back in, make something different. It's all trial and error. So I'm gonna start walking soon and then I'm gonna move the camera. Okay, so now I have this one, and then yeah, I'm just gonna look for other angles. Maybe something where the bullets are coming out of the gun. That always looks cool. Then because it's drone attached, it will move with the character, so I can always just not move like this, and I will just go with it. I have something like this where he's running, and then the reload starts. So sometimes I try and go with the movement of the reload, but in Fortnite without a dolly cam that's pretty hard. But something like this kind of looks clean. Yeah, okay, this is some cinematics with the guy. Now I'm gonna make some map cinematics, because that's an important thing too, if you want like text tracked in there. Also, another thing, I always try and use my focal length pretty deep, but people do that differently. You can also have your focal length like more like this, but I like it zoomed in a little bit. On the character I do it more than on map cinematics. On map cinematics I zoom it out a little bit. So let's say I wanted to track something on like this point here, then I'm just gonna make a cool movement like past that part, and yeah, I'm just gonna do it like this. Okay, so now we're in After Effects. I have my song here and my cinematics. I named them already. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is make the velocity on the cinematics. So I'm gonna start the cinematic at the part where you can see the clip, because the animation fucks up in Fortnite where you don't see the clip. So now I'm gonna start it over here where the clip is in his hand. I'll Ctrl Shift D again. I'll Ctrl Alt T for the time remap, and then we have the keyframe for the time remap at the beginning, and it must be at the end of the cinematic before. Now I'm gonna find the next beat where I wanna cut the clip. I think that will be over here. So now I'm gonna Ctrl Shift D again, cut that part, F9 the keyframes, go into the graph editor and work on the velocity of this clip. So I want it to be quick at the beginning again and quick at the end, and a slow motion in the middle. So we drag these curves like this, and we can adjust them later too. We already have a pretty nice camera movement in this cinematic, but now I'm gonna work on the pan and cropping of these two cinematics, because the velocity on these two clips is already pretty nice, but we can also make it better with pan and cropping. Pan and cropping is position, rotation and scale. So you click on S to open up scale on your clip. I always use the effect motion tile. I have it preset for 1080p clips over here. So we have the sides like this, and you can make this even bigger with the output height, so there is no black corners. So I'm gonna keyframe the scale. I want to emphasize the movement of the cinematic, so I will start off by zooming it out like this. I'll keyframe this, then in the middle I want to put it at like 107, and then in the end I'm gonna have it zoom out again, because the next cinematic zooms out like this with the camera, and it would be weird if I zoomed in and then it zooms out over here. So I want to make this transition nice. Now I'm gonna do the same with the velocity keyframes. I'm gonna click F9 when I have them all selected. Then I go into graph editor. This is a different curve in the graph editor. It looks different. It's also red. I'm not gonna do the same as with the velocity, so I'm not gonna do it like this. I'm gonna make it so it goes really quick in the beginning and really quick at the end with scale. Because if I have like a zoom like this here in the middle, it will look weird. So now I want to have it really quick in the beginning, really quick at the end. Where you almost can't see it, but still it has some impact into it. Also, a thing you can do is put motion blur from the clip on it, so you have this blur here. Now another thing you can use to make the cinematics better is rotation. I'll click R on the keyboard and it will open up my rotation. I think I'm gonna start off with a rotation of -7, or no, +7, like this, and then keyframe this, and then I'm gonna end it with -7 at the end. Now both these keyframes will be F9 to ease in again. Then I go to the graph editor. This one I will do again kind of like the velocity, and you can mess around with it again. But have something like this, and then the rotation goes quick, slow, quick again. So that will look like this. So the rotation is to add some more camera movement, because you can't make rotation in the cinematics in Fortnite itself. In games like Call of Duty you can do that sometimes, but in Fortnite you have to add the rotation yourself. Now the last thing you can do is work with the position of the clip. So in the middle I will keyframe it, the position like 960, 540, because that's when the clip is in the middle. Then on the sides I can go from the left or from the right, and it will zoom in from the left or the right, or zoom out from the left or the right. Now it's gonna zoom in from the left to the right and will make the movement like this. I'm gonna go into the graph editor again with EZs. This is an important thing. You can click on separate dimensions, otherwise you can't use these curves. Without separate dimensions like this, there is no curves to use, so you have to click on separate dimensions. So now I'm gonna make this really quick again, like I did with the scale, because you don't want to see the motion tile. This could be a little bit slower because you still want to see that movement. So now we have this movement from left to right, and at the end I want to have the movement from right to left. So I'm gonna make it go back to the left and a little bit to up top, because this camera also goes to the top. So I will make these curves quick again. Let's see what it looks like now. So now we have the movement from this cinematic to this cinematic. This is already pretty alright, but you can still do a little bit more with this cinematic too. Sometimes when I record the camera movement already in the cinematic, I don't really do any pan and cropping. Most of the time I will just do rotation like this. Don't forget to put the motion tile on. Zoom it in a little bit so you don't see the motion tile. Because I have this rotation already, like from right to left like this, I will do the same with this one, because if I change the rotation that will look weird too. So I will have the same rotation like this. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys on more videos of mine. I'm gonna make a lot more tutorials, and I hope you guys learned something from this one. So peace out.